What's going on, everyone? So, like I said, Dan Hurley has turned down the Los Angeles Lakers. According to Woj, breaking, Connecticut Dan Hurley has turned down the Los Angeles Lakers 6-year, $70 million offer and will return to chase a third straight national title, sources tell ESPN. LA would have made him one of the NBA's 6 highest paid coaches. Woj also followed up with, as swept away as Hurley became by the Lakers' courtship and vision for him, he ultimately couldn't walk away from the chance to make history and pursue a third straight NCAA title. Even before Lakers talks, Hurley already had a Uconn offer to become one of the highest paid NCAA coaches, and those talks will continue per sources. So again, exactly what I said. He's not going to leave legacy cementing what would make him an all-time great, record-breaking type college head coach, and it made no sense. He has an opportunity to do something that hasn't been done in like 60 years, like literally, right? And again, the NBA, it's not going anywhere. He's gonna have other opportunities to make the leap and jump into the NBA. It's the right coach, the wrong time. It's what it is. And the way that the Lakers cycle through head coaches, I mean, by the time he's ready to make the leap to the NBA again, he might be able to go back to the Lakers, right? I mean, I wanted Dan Hurley. A lot of people tried to make it seem like I'm just like, I don't want Dan, like, I'm against Dan. No, I just didn't believe he was coming. I said it time and time again, that if you take a step back and you look at and evaluate all the pros and cons, the cons of him leaving far outweigh him staying. And the Lakers weren't paying him so much money, it was ridiculous. I know people looked at the $100 million and go, how could somebody walk away from $100 million? Right? Well, first off, it wasn't $100 million, as you just saw. But even if it was, he's not, that only breaks down if it was, let's say, the 8 years, $100 million, like we thought it was, right? Because that was the conversation for a while. It's only $12.5 million a year. He's going to make probably $7 to $10 million with Uconn. And you got to take into account taxes and everything like that. So again, he'd make probably more money staying in Uconn and chasing literal legacy in history, right? His family didn't want to leave. There's a big culture change from going from Connecticut to Los Angeles, right? Like, it didn't make sense to me that he would leave. And I had people telling me, oh, I'm not a real Laker fan, I'm this, I'm that, and the other. No, it's just understanding the situation. It's taking a step back and removing your bias and understanding the real scope of the situation. And the real scope of the situation was he's not coming. It doesn't make sense for him to leave. It's not because I didn't want him. It's not because I'm not a real Laker fan. It's not because I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I had so many people tell me like I'm an idiot and all this stuff. Well, guess what? One of us was right. And again, it's not because I'm some guru or I'm just a fan. I'm not an insider. I'm just a guy. But I'm capable of looking and evaluating the entire picture rather than just what the hope is, right? Again, Dan Hurley would have been great. It would have signaled so much for the Lakers. It would have. But guess what? It's not happening. And once again, like I kept saying, I believe it's going to be JJ Redick. For months, all we heard is that it's JJ Redick, it's JJ Redick, it's JJ Redick, it's JJ Redick. Oh, it's JJ Redick. JJ Redick's in an interview and he's like, basically says he's going to be the head coach of the Lakers. And everyone's like, oh, no, it's not going to be him. It's going to be Dan Hurley. And I was like, I believe it's going to be JJ Redick. I do. Maybe it won't be. Maybe the Lakers will surprise us and it's James Borrego or something like that. I just think ultimately it's going to be JJ. I think JJ is going to be the guy. Even when the Dan Hurley news came out, I still was like, my money's still on JJ Redick. I just think that's who's going to be, because there's nothing stopping him. There's nothing preventing him. It makes more sense for him to take it than it doesn't, because he's going from a guy that doesn't have a coaching legacy and doesn't have a coaching history and doesn't have all these things that would prevent him from taking the head coach. He gets to go from never being a head coach anywhere to jumping in and immediately being the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. There's incentive there. Again, evaluate the entire picture, and the entire picture tells you JJ Redick makes the most sense for the Lakers and makes the most sense for JJ. And again, I could, maybe I'm wrong about JJ. Maybe JJ won't be the guy. I've been wrong before. I didn't think it would be Dan Hurley. I wanted Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley would have, again, created an entire culture shift. The Lakers have operated a specific way their entire existence. And due to the new CBA, it changes the way that they can function and operate. It does. It changes everything, right? And the thing is that if they would have been able to bring in Dan Hurley, they would have been able to now kind of shift course and really start carving out a real system and culture and foundation that I think would have went a long way for a long time. Like, it's not so much about the first, second, third guy. It's about that 4th through 15th guy. That's where I think Dan Hurley would have came in and made a real impact. Because the NBA is changing to a point where they're trying to get rid of the teams like Boston. They're trying to get rid of and make sure that a Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant never happens again, right? So the constant carousel of players coming in and out and finding young talent and finding, undrafted free agents and second round picks and, being able to develop under the Lakers umbrella and stuff like that, being able to find these diamonds in the rough, right? Like, that is going to become much more valuable because you're going to have this concept. And that's where I think Dan would have been able to really come in and kind of change the culture and landscape for the Lakers. I also think his offensive philosophies and schemes would have translated seamlessly into the NBA. I think his preparation, just the way he approaches things from a tactical level, like, the guy is a real general out there. And I think he would have had success. Now, I mean, history tells you college coaches don't really have success in the NBA. Even the ones that have had some minor success still, like, haven't had the success to the standard of what is expected by the Lakers and the Lakers head coach. But I actually think he would have been kind of that mold breaker. I just think, again, his offensive schemes and philosophies and thoughts and just the way he approaches everything, I really do think would have had a huge impact for the Lakers as a whole. But again, it's unfortunate. Again, I wanted him to be the head coach. I did. I said it from the beginning that I think he's the best candidate. I think he's the best option. I think he could really kind of change the Lakers just from a culture to an on-court persona, like everything. I think he would have changed it, from the studs to the roof. But he just decided to stay, like I anticipated. And again, I didn't know. I don't know. It was not like I was talking to him. It's not like I was speaking to Woj. I didn't know. I just evaluated and looked at the situation and said, okay, it's very clear. He's not just going to uproot his life and just walk away from potential history to make a couple extra $1 million that he probably wouldn't even make just with taxes alone. I wanted him. I just didn't think he was leaving, and now we're back to, hey, it's probably JJ Redick. I mean, that's what it boils down to. And look, I'm excited for JJ. I think JJ Redick's another guy that's going to be a good head coach. I said it from the beginning. I think that the Lakers were in a win-win situation. I think if they get Dan Hurley, beautiful, let's go. If they don't, then I think that they're going to sign JJ Redick and let's go. I don't think that this is like a, oh no, all hope is lost type thing. I actually think that this is fine, right? Like, it sucks. I wanted Dan Hurley, but I think that the Lakers will be fine. Again, I'm okay with it. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Are you disappointed? Did you think Dan was coming? Were you like me and like, nah, Dan wasn't going to come? Again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.